The Omen is a horror film directed by John Moore and starring Julia Stiles and Liev Schreiber, and it is a remake of the original classic. Basically, think what would happen if an unknown couple birthed the son of Satan, and what would happen when they end up finding out the deep, dark truth behind a little boy who is in fact the face of all evil in 2006's The Omen. The original Omen is a respected and remembered classic horror film in most recent years, probably from the original that came out around the time of the 1980s. It was just a classic film on its own, although I haven't seen it yet. So in 2006, John Moore started to remake this classic film. We all have seen evil children horror stories, such like The Exorcist and other films like that, especially Rosemary's Baby or whatever. We all have seen movies like this, and especially the one I reviewed previously, Brightburn, is definitely an evil child movie. This one, however, did not do it well, and I don't want to reveal too much footage because it has a lot of church and God imagery, and also just a lot of like religious imagery all the way around. So I think it's best not to show that. But everyone in this is great actors all the way around. Liev Schreiber, Julia Stiles, Mia Farrow. They're all brilliant and creative actors and actresses in each in their own rights. The child actor that played Damien, though, he feels very out of it. Like, he doesn't realize why he's there. And admittedly, he's trying his best. Any child actor would. But he doesn't feel like he fits the role primarily. Mia Farrow as the nanny is great, but she doesn't need to be basically the disciple of Satan as she was made out to be. I think it would have been creepier if the kid killed these people himself, you know. Um, so basically, in the beginning of the movie, his child dies. The child's mom dies. But he's given a new son, and that would be the form of Damien. And Damien is basically the son of Satan. There are some jump scares in this, but they don't work. I mean, completely not. The first one that happens is when Julia Stiles is taking a bath and she sees her son with a noose ready to kill her with like demonic teeth. The second one that happens is she sees a reflection of Satan in the mirror, but it doesn't even look like Satan. It looks more like the Wendigo of Native American mythology. And finally, the last one that happens is the funniest one, which he sees like these zombies with like the upside down crosses painted on them, and it's like, okay, we're not getting anything in this. A surprising person that's in this movie is David Thewlis. I love David Thewlis. He's a terrific actor. He was in two of my favorite movies, The Theory of Everything and Dragonheart, and he is a terrific actor in it, definitely. But it just becomes a quest on how to sacrifice a child. That's it, but it doesn't feel like it deserves to be basically a horror film. Now, in Brightburn, when the child did the killing, it's a lot more darker and mysterious, definitely, but should have done that with Damien, basically make it like Lucius the game, the movie. I know that Lucius came out long after this movie was made, but it would have worked, in my opinion. There are some like very different shots in this, so you could tell where they got it from. There is an Exorcist reference. Yeah, kind of. Um, but it's just like it want to be a horror film. It's trying to be the film that it wants to be. But I think like when you try to master the original film, you can't do it justice. And there is a reason why the original is a cult classic as it is because a lot of people have considered it as such. But when you try to remake something that's classic, you end up making something that's shit. And this is a giant steaming pile of it. Again, the acting all around is great. The writing, not so much. There are some good moments in this. One of my favorites is when he finds out what they did with his son, the one that was unborn. Yeah, it's pretty dark when you find that out. A lot of the kills in this are not as gory as you would think. With something like Sweeney Todd, it's pretty gory. Here, it's almost cartoonishly gory. So think Kill Bill, but in an itchy and scratchy cartoon. Yeah, that kind of gory. Especially David Thewald when he gets decapitated. I mean, why would you do it like that? You could tell it's a dummy, and that's the worst part. So when you get to that moment, if you see this film, yeah, you'll probably laugh as hard as I did. There was another funny moment where Leaf Schreiber runs into Mia Farrow, and she does a flip over the car. Come on, man. The ending, of course, is as you can believe it, like sequel fodder. Like the child is not dead, but Lee Schreiber is. It's like, okay, I've seen that coming from a mile away. I know what to expect with this film. So The Omen for me is not a very good horror film. If you want a better child terrifying horror film, watch The Exorcist or Brightburn. Don't watch The Omen, especially if you are not into religious symbolism. There's a lot of that in this movie. I swear to you not that there's just a lot of religious symbolism. So expect to see a lot of crosses, upside down crosses, and a lot of symbolism all the way around. But it still had terrific actors in it, despite the writing and the directing being complete shit. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you like The Omen, then that's your own opinion. I personally hated it. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and hopefully we are done with bad movies as of this month because I've seen quite a bit of them this month so far. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.